Me being smart about how I do things, if you want to call that thrifty, I call that business 101, man. I don't know. The more thrifty I am, the more money I get to keep. Okay, y'all, good morning, good morning. So, it's Saturday, and I got some stuff I gotta go do. I'm going, yeah, it's raining. But we've been needing the rain bad, man. So, I'm very thankful for the rain. The rain is something that, well, without it, man, we start getting really slow. If we don't have no rain, like last year during September and October, we had no rain. I said no rain at all, and for like 8 weeks straight, and it really hurt, man. We didn't miss a meal or nothing, but when you're counting on when you're counting on money out here living on the land like I live, you needed the rain, because a lot of times I look at the numbers from last year, and then I try to make sure that I'm on pace this year. And I did that last year, and I was way off by the time we got to the end of October. So yeah. So I want to give a big shout out to my boy Shane over there at DLT. Yeah, man. The chuck in a truck is well, I don't know if there's a. I know that there's a Google definition, but it's all in joking fashion. I agree. It's, maybe we can make a new definition. We'll call me a duck in a truck. How about that, y'all? Because everybody, a lot of commenters and stuff, they come at me like I'm, not out here, really out here, that I don't have a business, I don't have a license, I don't have insurance, I don't pay guys, all the things that, well, some of these guys come at me in the comments with, and I'm like, okay, showing how ignorant they are. So I want to elaborate a little bit on the Francisco thing yesterday. So, because, well, the guy keeps coming, one guy keeps coming in the comments saying that, that I'm the reason, that money was the reason why Francisco left. Well, me and Francisco had a bunch of talks about it when he came on. I told him the structure of everything, and see, you got to know that I know the owner of the restaurant that he was working at, so I already know what he was making. And he wasn't, and they didn't have 40 hours a week for him, and he wasn't making what I'm paying him. So that's one tidbit of information that I didn't put in the video. But he wanted to keep that job because he liked, he wanted to stay busy. And when he came out here, he already knew that we only worked till about 2 o'clock, and so he was already working at the restaurant, and he worked from like 3 to 10 or whatever, So that was understood up front. So I don't know where all the, not all these, but there's one guy coming in there, saying that that I'm not a legit business and all that. I don't know what constitutes a legit business. I have a business license, I have customers, and I make money. So, and I try to do things in the most organized way that I know how. That's what I do. I mean, and I think that based on what we do out here and the time that we spend out here, that we make pretty good money. Could we make more? Well, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, you can always, to me, man, you can always do better. Make more money and do better. And I'm steady striving to do that, right? Steady. So, just go back to the comments, because I know a lot of you guys like me to, to get into the comments and give my take on some of the comments. So this guy came in the comments. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was saying that, you know, all those houses on that $1 million street over there, they'll be foreclosed on, it said, or whatever. I mean, I don't even understand how that even conversation even come up, man. But I'll bite. You know, that ain't got nothing to do with me, man. You taking a little phrase that I use, $1 million street, and you trying to turn it into something that it's not. The reason I call it the $1 million street again is because the houses on that street are $1 million or more. Some of them are a lot more. There's a lot of famous people that live there. Well, I don't want to say a lot. There's like 3 or 4 famous people that live there. A couple of NBA players live there. A big producer lives there. Music producer lives there. And there's one girl that lives there that was a child actor in one of the sitcoms that was real popular back in the 80s, I think. I know her name, but I'm not gonna go all out like that. I don't do her property, but I see her all the time. And you know, and I see the NBA player all the time too. One of them. So I don't really know why we're talking about the what a millionaire is or isn't. And there is a definition that Google will give you for what a millionaire is. You know. So the definition of a millionaire, y'all, and I don't know why I'm saying this or why I'm even acknowledging this dumb thing here. The definition of a millionaire is a person whose assets are worth $1 million or more. Pretty simple. I get it. You know, I don't know about what, you know, this guy knows, but I know that I think, and I might be wrong, that assets include your house. That's considered an asset, I think. What do I know? I'm just ducking a truck out here. What do I don't know nothing. He went on to tell me, and I could just do a whole video on this guy. He said, you'll pull up one day and those houses will be foreclosed on. Okay, what does that got to do with me, man? I mean, are they real millionaires or not? I don't know if an NBA player is classified as a millionaire or not. I don't know if a record producer is. I know that I did the net worth of 2 of the folks that I know over there, and one of them is worth 20 million and the other one is worth 32 million. I don't know if that's a millionaire or not. You got to understand that some people, the yard is just not important to them. Whether they got $1 million or $1 trillion, it's just not that important to them. So it ain't that they can't afford it or what, they just don't, you know. Just like, you know, with me, you know, on a small scale, you know, having a Harley Davidson is just not important to me, but it might be important to somebody else. You know, I don't know. He said real millionaires demand quality and aren't concerned about what you're charging them. That is such a lie, man. That is such a lie. I don't know where you got that information from, but the wealthiest customers out here are the most freaking picky and cheap for the most part. Not all of them, but he went on to say that I admit that I have to be thrifty to make money. No, you misunderstood like usually, because you just want me to be something that I'm not. What I'm saying is, any business to me should try to be thrifty with their expenses. That doesn't mean cheap, that means smart with your money. I'm just saying that that I don't have to be thrifty to make money. I have to be smart with my efficiency. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about to go over there and to make $1,510 in 4 or 5 hours. Well, that don't just happen. That's being thrifty with your time, if you will. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I don't have a hard time making money, but I want to make more. And the smarter I am, or your term, thrifty I am with my expenses being mostly being time and time management. And then you got labor and fuel. But me being smart about how I do, and the routing, of course, me being smart about how I do things, if you want to call that thrifty, I call that business 101, man. I don't know. The more thrifty I am, the more money I get to keep. You live in a world of where you make, you say, I don't know, you say, well, you make a lot of money, but you spend a lot too. See, I don't have to make as much as you. If you make any, I don't think you make any. And he went on to say, you know, P for P is on top of hourly rate. I don't pay by the hour, so how does that work? Okay, we can call it whatever you want to call it, but let's call it working on commission, because that's essentially what it is. You know, these guys that work for me aren't like waitresses where they're getting tips and they're getting $5 an hour or whatever on the hourly. No. These guys that work for me, they work solely on commission. I mean, how much money does a real estate agent make if they don't sell any properties? I know somebody's going to say, you're going to say, well, they get a base pay, but they don't. Not all of them. I know a couple of real estate people that had to really go through the grind and didn't make a damn thing while they were learning how to sell real estate. Well, if a car salesman don't sell a car, does he still get paid? That I think that's the same as pay for performance, commission. That's kind of what I was alluding to, just in case. And then he went on to say, talking about the taxes and you don't know what deal me and Francisco have. I mean, you're breathing ignorance into your ignorant statement. It don't even make no sense. And if a mower goes down or a vehicle breaks down and they're out there longer, he says it's not their fault. So they should make more money. But I'm paying them so much that if everything goes really good, which it usually does, because I usually, you know, manage the equipment somewhat. I mean, I might not be the best, and I manage our route density really well. I manage our time really well. So most of the time, 95% of the time, these guys are making really good money. And then when you have a 2 or 3% of the time when something may go wrong, it's usually at the point to where we can, fill in real quick because I got so much equipment. But if a truck goes down, then I got this truck and I can haul 2 mowers. Or I put the truck in the shop, I got the Kia. See, I make things available to me that's not normal. I got a truck down now, but the truck's been down for 2 months. Have you noticed that? I ain't missed a beat yet. Well, yeah, Ray, you got that Kia. But see, that Kia is a car that's paid for. That Kia is a car that I spent money on to put the rig on the back of it for this situation. So my preparedness makes sure that we're not down. The guys never ever make chump change out here, even on the worst day possible, because I always figure out a way to where we can make a little more money in a short amount of time, because that's what I do. Okay, but my pay for pay is not on top of an hourly rate. So I don't know, maybe we can just call it commission. I don't know. Now, if a guy comes out here and it starts pouring down raining, then we'll have to work it out. I will pay, you know. But see, the smart thing is I live in a preventable world, like I always say. If I think it's going to rain, then we don't work. So it keeps me out of that scenario that you're talking about, where, you know, if a machine or truck is down to where I can't pull the second rig, then we will work running this truck. I mean, you know, I prepare like no other, man. So I don't really know, you know, we don't have downtime, and I can fix a lot of stuff. So there's not a lot of downtime where I'm sitting at home because I can't work because of a machine, a truck, or whatever. This right here is the only time that I'm down. So I don't know what you're talking about there. He went on to say that none of his guys, of course, he said he had a company, and he said he sold the company, and then he said he gave the company away. I don't know what. I mean, either you're in business or you're not, dude. You know, you got, you know, what did he say? He said, none of our guys, I don't know what guys you got. You said you ain't in business. I don't know. They don't have a second job. Francisco came out here with the second job. I was the second job. What are you talking about, dude? So stupid, man. Then he went on to say, this is one that really floored me. He said, I would hate to think that all I could afford to pay is my bills and get a sandwich every day. Dude, are you serious right now? I put thousands in the bank every month, man. Every month. And I don't go back in and get it. Yeah. Stacking. I mean, it's obvious, I think, and I don't like to be, well, I kind of do. I don't like to be braggadocious, but I kind of do. It's obvious that I make more than my bills and a Sammy. Okay? That's obvious. I built the shop at my house. I have a lot of equipment. All that equipment that you see is paid for. Only thing that ain't paid for is the freaking mower I just took, and I paid for half of that up front with the Skag mower. So I don't really know what you're talking about, man, when you say things like, you know, that all I could, you know, afford is pay my bills and get a Sammy every day. That's ridiculous, man. You're making yourself look stupid, man. You need to go back and look through some of the videos and see the slowly but surely rise and come up of my business. And you have to look at that, if you can comprehend, look at that and say, damn, that boy came from nothing. And still ain't where I want to be, but I'm okay. I'm certainly doing better than a Sammy and paying my bills, and that is quite obvious. If we work longer on the same job, we make the same money. That makes the guys be more efficient. I don't pay by the hour, so get the hourly thing out of your freaking head. I don't pay by the hour. So if we do 4 hours and they make, I don't know, $160, whatever, and then the next time it takes us 5 hours, because they're walking around like a chicken with their head cut off. They're not, you know, being efficient. They're not, making sure everything's gassed up before they walk off a quarter mile down a fence line or whatever. They're, you know, not able to be efficient. They're wasting time. You think I'm going to pay them more money to not be efficient? What the hell are you smoking, man? I'm not. Because if they made 160 on that day last week, then 2 weeks ago, then this week they're gonna make the same thing. Where they make their money at is to be smarter and be more efficient, so they can make even more money, and we can incorporate another job or two on the day. That's how you do that. Now, I don't know what business school you went to or whatever, but that's how I think. I think I have explained that in every which way I know how. I don't know how to explain it anymore. I don't pay by the hour. So the simple-minded hourly thing is ridiculous. And I don't know that that's exactly why Francisco left out. I mean, I don't know. He had to go to Mexico. I do know that. So what kind of smarts is that, to quit me and the restaurant on what neither one of us paying him? At some point, it's got to be looking at the person. He didn't quit me for a better job. He didn't quit the restaurant for a better job. He's blowing my phone up now trying to go to work. That's what people do that work for guys like me. They damn near like a vagabond. Great guy, and I like Francisco, and Francisco will probably be back out here working. And I don't care if he sees the video or not. That's how I feel. I feel a certain type of way that he damn did me like he did me, and I feel that way. And since, you know, I'm the owner, and I'm the one paying, well, then that's how I feel. I can't, you know, I can't change how I feel. Now, a lot of employers, you know, especially in this game, they might feel the same way, but they probably don't do YouTube, and the ones that do, they're not ever going to say that, because, well, they're just not going to say that, because they don't, you know, for whatever reason, I have no idea, because they want everybody to like them or whatever. I don't give a damn. I'm telling the truth. If you like the truth, then tune in. If you like the hardcore truth, tune in. I mean, I mean, just because I say something about the guys that work with me don't mean I don't like them. You know, it doesn't mean that at all. But it is personal, and I'm gonna take it personal, and I can. And next year, I'll probably cry about the damn labor again, just like every year. So don't make yourself look ignorant coming in the comments, man. It makes you just look not bright at all. And I'm not prompting you to say nothing. You coming at me. I got something for you though. I mean, I always do, because I ain't just wake up and crank a truck up and start cutting grass yesterday. A lot of the things that you come at me with, I've thought about a million different ways. This away, that away, that away, this away, that away. So it's like elementary shit you're saying, dude. Elementary. Thought about it. And that's why I'm doing it that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I don't know, man, but put all that in your ragged ass pipe and smoke on that.